Welcome back to the Dividend Diplomats YouTube channel. Got your boys Lanny Burt here. The Dividend Diplomats. We're just going to share with you four news stories from the week. Four among many, but we wanted to call attention to these because these caught our eyes. So let's share them, talk, and we all want to hear your feedback in the comments below about the stories we are talking about today.
Four stories on your Saturday morning. That's what diplomats do here, guys. Grab your coffee, grab your beer, grab your loved ones. These are some action-packed headliners here. One I know you and I definitely were talking about a couple of days ago. Funny kind of what happened with this first story that we'll dig into. And obviously, the third story is kind of one of the big fun ones that have come across the headlines.
Hmm.
But guys, enough with the tease. Let's get into it. This is all about investing and keeping you guys up to date with what's going on in the stock market, as well as what's going on in the diplomats end and taking our take on each of these events.
Yeah, so let's jump in. This first one, we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about the big ARM IPO that happened this week. And this is what Lanny was teasing. So we were having a conversation about, do we jump into the ARM IPO ahead through SoFi? We were able to get early access to the IPO as a retail investor, but we never did. And boy, what the heck happened on that first trading day, Lanny?
Well, they topped up, because the offering price was at about $51. And essentially they finished off the first day of close on Thursday, September 14th at 63.59. So you could have made a cool, calm, collected 25%. And I know at the time that we're recording this, which is on the night of the 14th, after hours is already showing this up 7% right now, surging to $68 a share. And gosh dang it, I brought
Yeah,
it to the table and man,
yeah. I know some of the warning signs that you could have caught on to for a potential early pop was the oversubscription. I mean, it was reported that so many people were trying to get in on ARM that it was over 10 times subscribed. So the interest was there, which is in hindsight something we could have looked at ahead of time. Been like, yeah, this stock has a chance to pop. Something that happened with Johnson and Johnson and Kenvue too. That split off was oversubscribed. Kenvue popped accordingly, came back down. Kenvue's back down now below the initial price after the J&J split off. But at the moment, ARM is absolutely crushing it. And I thought one of the interesting things too, when you peel this back, I didn't realize SoftBank was still keeping such a large holding in this too. It's not as if this whole company went public. It was only 10% of ARM. So this is just a sliver of the company. That's how massive this is.
well, who bought ARM stock? Let us know in the comments below. Did you participate in the IPO? Again, we're curious right now, considering that revenue was flat, net income was down, and that price to earnings just doesn't fall in line with the S&P 500 because it's about, I don't know, Bert, is it about 7x what that S&P 500 is almost?
Yeah, it was 170x in a couple articles that we were reading. So it's not a cheap stock. So that's what some of the naysayers were saying when they do it. But again, as you said, Lanny, let us know in that comment section down there.
ARM IPO. Instead of the IPO, let's move into the next three letters of the economic data that came out, Bert, and that is the CPI,
Yeah,
Consumer Price Index.
more news continues to come out of what the heck is going on in the market. The consumer price index rose 3.7% compared to last year. The big thing, though, there were two big highlights that jumped out there. Core CPI only increased 0.3% and 0.4 and 4.3% respectively, according to the article. What's the difference between consumer price index and core CPI? You back out energy and you back out some of the other costs. So what does this tell you? Gas prices are what caused the CPI numbers to jump up in there. So that was the main driver here.
Who here is driving a car? Who here has seen the gas price rise? So, guys, you know, I buy into the CPI data. I don't buy into CPI data because, gosh dang it, they can remove, adjust, add back, turn sideways, and sticking it straight up all of our candy ASS ESs. So, guys, bottom line is the economy is still spending money. Nobody gives a
Yes.
flying F right now.
Yeah, and the whole point is, to your point, it's not to pour over the number. Well, it was 3.7% versus 3.4%. The overall trend is, what does this mean for interest rates? And it's not the big decrease in inflation. It's not the big drop that will cause the Fed to change their strategy. I think that's what this report should, that's the big takeaway from this report. The Fed is still expected to keep rates where they are. It's not going to change their decision. We're not going to get that big decrease relief that so many of us are waiting for.
Yeah, I mean, again, this is all on yesterday's data. So I agree with the Fed pausing, at least for one meeting. So we'll have to see come November, December. I know both meetings right now, they're looking like a 40, we'll call it a 40 to 50% chance that there could be a rate increase right now. So hang on tight. This ride is far from over on the inflation and interest rate battle.
All right, number three, Smuckers.
Oh, oh, oh,
Oh,
oh.
yeah. Pride and joy of Ohio here. Smuckers, the peanut butter.
The pride and joy.
Peanut butter, yeah, jelly, jam, coffee, and Twinkies. What's that? Smuckers bought Hostess. That was what we opened to on Monday at the market. Didn't,
Hostess, it's what's for dinner.
yeah, ticker symbol is TWNK, which is hilarious. The ticker symbol is Twinkie. It was a transaction value of 5.6 billion, which includes assuming the debt and some cash that's paid to there. There was a nice premium, a premium of 54% from the stock price that happened before the news of Hostess being put up for sale. So there's a nice premium for Hostess shareholders. They're going to get $30 in cash and 0.03 and some change of Smucker's stock. So if you're a Hostess shareholder, you're going to get a nice payday and a few little crumbs from your Hostess snacks of Smucker.
I would love if somebody in the comments actually owned the Twinkie stock here, guys. Because, yeah, you're up 50% this year. So bravo. Congratulations. Smuckers added in a little bit more. If you get an Uncrustable, maybe it'll be a untwinkable here.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll throw in that Twinkie filling in the freezer.
Yeah, and I thought it was funny because when you kept reading the articles, they would say that the companies complement each other so well. And the knock is that they don't really have like a sweets or a goods. And I didn't really think about this until they said it. Like they don't have like a grab and go snack. Like you have your peanut butter, you have your jelly, you have like the healthy stuff. Like the probably you don't have like you're like, hey, I just want like a sweet snack. So they're gonna take
I
those.
just want a ho ho. Dang it. Give me
Yeah,
the ho ho.
yeah, that's why they complement well. And I'm like, all right, maybe we'll start stuffing those ho-hos with peanut butter. We'll see if that's gonna get released soon.
Well, who owns Little Debbie?
Oh, that's I don't know.
McKee Foods, privately held. I was gonna say, if, those Star Crunches came into play here, guys. Who
Then it's
in the
different.
comments crushed Star Crunches? Let us know. Where's those oatmeal cream pies at?
Yes. All right. So last but not least, Disney, ticker symbol DIS. It's been a tough year
Wait,
for.
and before we get into Disney,
All
guys,
right.
make sure you subscribe to this gosh damn channel, guys. Let's blow the roof off 18,000 subs. Sorry, Bert, go ahead.
No, you're fine. Disney. It's been talked about what is Iger going to be doing. They're trying to figure out the heck to do with Disney Plus. Like, yeah, where do we want to do? How we want to fix this company? So Iger's back for 2 years. Right before we started filming, we wanted to throw this in. This was a late addition to the stories. So a report that Disney wants to sell ABC and some of its regional networks. So they're possibly going to get over 4 billion. They're going to send it out to Nexstar, big cable management company. But that's a big deal because Disney is trying to figure out what's next, start selling off some assets. They've had some previous cable fights. They just got done with that massive charter communications, charter cable battle. So here we are. Disney, no more ABC.
We'll have to
Potentially.
see if that something happens here.
Yeah, so they're keeping ESPN. They're going to keep figuring out what to do with streaming, so they might ditch the cable. Fun little piece.
Yeah. So what do you guys think? Did you guys, again, partake in ARM, IPO? What do you guys think about the interest rates coming up? Do we all stand patent at no increase? Who here owns Smucker stock? I know Bert does. I do. And what do you guys think of Disney? Is Disney trying to make a true comeback? Will Bob Iger actually reinstate the gosh darn dividend? Come on, Disney, make some noise.
If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Give this video a thumbs up, everybody. Remember, if you're not with us, you're against us. So get out, Jack.
That was Bert and Lanny from the Dividend Diplomats, over and out.